Good morning, New Canaan High School. I'm Austin Platt coming to you live from the NCTV studio. Today's Friday, January 15th, 2021, and a day D. That's right, it's our first broadcast of the new year. We hope you had a relaxing break and are having a nice end to the first semester. There's still quite a lot going on, as we've got a schedule for next week's midterms, our magical ensemble production, and how seniors can crush the internship process. But before all of that, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. After a long break, I'm sure your number one question remains, what's up with COVID? Well, let's check out our fancy graphic. You see that the yellow line indicates that cases declined as people isolated before the holidays, but as predicted, they shot back up after the holiday weekend. We are, however, ending this week on a better note than where we started. Currently, NCHS has 22 positive cases, down from 30, with another 22 in quarantine. Some other good news, though, is that the vaccine is being administered daily to essential workers all across the U.S. Now, I'm certainly unqualified to talk about this vaccine, but school nurse Miss Reed isn't, so let's send it over to her to find out how this vaccine really works.
They were able to get studies of the actual cell of coronavirus and copy that, except for leaving off some of those crowns. I'm sure you've seen pictures of the virus with those spikes. Leave off some of the crowns, so that when it's injected to us, when we get the vaccine, our body mounts the immune response, but the spike that would cause us to be ill is missing.
So you may be asking, who is getting this vaccine? Right now, we're still in phase 1A and enter 1B next week, when the vaccine becomes available to teachers, essential workers, and anyone over 65, to name a few. Phase 1B is expected to last a couple of months, and then we'll transition to phase 1C, which is still being determined. As far as students, the vaccine is not expected to be widely available for those 16 and older until the late summer or perhaps the fall. Make sure to continue staying safe the best you can and be prepared to enter the Hybrid Plus plan in the near future, maybe as soon as next week. While the virus has slowed down a lot of our after-school activities, it hasn't stopped our talented performing arts students. Recently, NCTV teamed up with the NCHS Magical Ensemble, Bella Voce, and the String Quartet to record a socially distanced winter concert. This winter collaboration featured choir and orchestra students performing separately in the auditorium, and then it was edited together by NCTV, making them appear to be performed live. It's a beautifully produced video, so be sure to check it out on our YouTube channel to watch all of the students' hard work. Now, something students aren't singing about, midterms. Rather than having the traditional midterm week, it's been spaced out to over 2 weeks, with today marking the halfway point. With Monday being the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, you've got some extra time to cram for your last exams. Math and world language exams take place on Tuesday and Thursday, with Wednesday being the usual half day with no exams. The second semester starts next Friday, January the 25th. Good luck to those of you who have midterms next week. Finish strong, guys. This one is for you seniors. As senior internship interviews started up on Monday, we figured we'd give you a helping hand. Irving Dorman asked senior internship coordinator Miss Bianco for some tips so you can nail those interviews and get the internship you want.
The interviews are 15 minutes, first off. I think the most important thing is just to be yourself. This isn't an interview for a job necessarily. What we're trying to do for interviews with students is to understand why the options they picked for internships, and also if they're self-designed, why are they self-designing?
Thanks, Ms. Bianco, and good luck to all of you seniors on the internship process. There's also an option this year to create your own senior project or portfolio instead of partaking in an internship. Ms. Bianco has sent many emails this month with all the details, so check them out if you're still interested. Speaking of seniors, I know our sports reporter Ian Nicholas is standing by to give us the latest on the winter sports season. Ian, you got any good news for us?
Austin, doing winter previews in January is unusual, almost as unusual as the Browns winning a playoff game. Anyways, Corvette, let me crush this like I'm Cleveland clapping Pittsburgh. I'm Ian Nicholas, and this is your Rams Sports Report. First, let's talk about the status of winter sports. Yesterday, the SEAC confirmed that basketball, hockey, girls gymnastics, and boys swimming can start practicing next Tuesday, the 19th. Games will start February 8th, and teams can play a max of 12 games. Players and coaches must wear masks during play, and mask timeouts will be instituted. FCAC divisions will again be adjusted to limit travel, just like the fall. Now, state tournaments won't happen this winter, but some form of postseason play will begin in March. Indoor track, which typically has large meets, can practice like other teams, but for now they're going to hold off on meets until March. Unfortunately, 3 sports won't happen this winter. The SEAC announced that wrestling, dance, and cheer can't hold competitions this season given their high risks. So let's look at some teams who are playing. Last season, boys hockey won FCACs for the first time in 6 years after a glorious 17-2-1 campaign, defeating Darien in the finals. They entered states as the 2 seed, but couldn't see it through as tournaments were canned. Third-year coach Clark Jones turns to senior captains Griffin Dean, Bowden Gamble, Sam Ives, and Gavin Reed to lead the team back to the promised land after losing superstars Justin Wheatfeld and Bennett Ong to graduation. And watch out for senior Carter Ellis on offense and sophomores Luke Lampert and Shane Mettler on D. Oh, and netminder Bo Johnson is the reigning FCAC tourney MVP, and he's only a sophomore. Should be an exciting season. Their female counterparts also made it to the FCAC championship but fell to Darien. They went 14-5-2, winning their state quarterfinal game before COVID cancellation struck. Legendary coach Rich Buellin now enters his 21st season at the helm, looking to add to his win total, which surpassed 500 last year. They'll have to do that without Quincy Connell and Sophie Potter, who graduated, so it's up to senior captains Courtney O'Connell, McKenna Harden, and Blythe Novick to recreate the magic from 2 years ago when they lifted both FCAC and state trophies. Junior Kaylee Harden will be an offensive force, while sophomore Amanda Benson will handle the defensive duties in front of the star goaltender, Novick. And lastly, boys basketball looked to repeat as state champs before, once again, tournaments were called off. They went 12-8 in year 4 of the Danny Melzer era, losing in the FCAC quarterfinals and winning their first-round state game. The boys lost 3 starters to graduation, leading scorer Alex Gibbons, star point guard Ryan McAleer, and big man Henry Poley. This year's captains, seniors Will Bozzella, Christian Sweeney, and Colorado college-bound Leo Magnus, look to guide the team to more success alongside fellow seniors Dennis Mulcahy, Stephen Panzano, and Braden Sweeney. If there's an underclassman to keep an eye on, it's sophomore phenom Blake Wilson, who should start at guard. You might recognize his name as he was showcased on Overtime recently. No biggie. This team, it's a confident bunch, as in a recent interview with the Rudin Report, Magnus said, quote, "I believe wholeheartedly we would be on par with where we were 2 years ago. Let's hope so, and let's hope we make it through another high school sports season just like we did in the fall." I can't wait to see our student athletes back in action, and I know, Austin, you agree.
Ian, you're right. I couldn't agree more. I know that many of our Rams have already been training for their seasons. It's been warm enough to train outside, so let's see how long that will last. McKenna Usher is here for the latest. McKenna?
Thanks, Austin. It may be a little too chilly for some outdoor practice, but if you're up for the cold, go right ahead. The weather this week has been pretty steady with sun and temps in the 30s, but let's see if that pattern will break with the upcoming week. Good morning, New Canaan High School. I'm McKenna Usher, here to give you guys this weekend's weather. The weather this week has been pretty consistent, with temps staying almost the same each day. This weekend, however, is looking to get even colder. This morning we woke up with lows in the low 30s, and sadly, those temps are only looking to rise into the high 30s as the day goes on. We also have a chance of rain in the late afternoon, so if you do decide to go outside, make sure you get back in before the rain starts. Moving on, prepare yourself for some Saturday showers, as it is expected to be raining for half of the day. The rain from Friday will continue until noon, so it might be smart to stay inside for today. When the rain lets up and the sun comes out, it will be a nice winter day, as we'll see temps in the mid-40s. Either way, it's probably best to bundle up in either a warm coat or a rain jacket. On Sunday, we'll finally be seeing some sun for the very first time this weekend. However, it's looking to be a bit colder than Saturday, with low in the low 30s and a high in the low 40s. So if you do decide to go outside, make sure you bundle up. Looks like the week will be mostly sunny skies and cold temps, with a possibility of snow towards Thursday. Join me and put a spoon under your pillow and an ice cube in your toilet to make sure that happens. That includes you too, Austin.
That's weird, but I guess I'll try that one, McKenna. Anything to get a bit of snow around here. Well, before we go, we'd like to wish a very happy birthday to Andrew Frederick, Ellie Galwa, and Christopher McLean. We hope you and everyone else at NCHS have a phenomenal 3-day weekend, because Monday is MLK Day. Per usual, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at NCTV78, and subscribe down below to our YouTube channel, also NCTV78. You know what's up on the channel now? That awesome collaboration concert I talked about earlier. Here's a preview of it. Go check it out, and I will see you all in the second semester.